Hey folks, welcome to today's edition of NDD. I'm Pete Mulroy, and let's get right into it. The big story going into the weekend would be how this NCAA baseball bracket would turn out. The 64 teams that get in, specifically as it relates to the at-large teams, because Notre Dame would be one of those teams potentially to earn one. The Irish very much on the bubble going into Selection Monday, and despite a 32-21 overall record that saw them win 16 of 19 to close the regular season, the Irish, it's now official, do not get an at-large invite to the 2025 NCAA baseball tournament. And what it came down to was, and I am on the record as saying, I thought the way they were playing the last 5 weeks of the season going into the ACC tournament and ending the regular season, taking 2 out of 3 from Miami, that this Notre Dame team could and would make some noise. And then you lose a 10-inning, 5-4 affair to a lower-seeded Boston College, and it all blows up in smoke. And that's how quickly it can end. And it looks like that game is ultimately what cost Notre Dame. When you compare Notre Dame's resume to a team like Connecticut, who was very much in the mix to earn an at-large bid, UConn's resume on paper looked better than Notre Dame's, and UConn still did not get in the field. So if you had watched the Selection Monday show and looked at all the numbers, or were tracking everything through D1 baseball throughout the season, you know when you got to this spot, it was not going to be easy and unlikely, but the door might have still been cracked. But the longer that reveal went on for the 64 teams, where they'd be going and who they'd be playing, it became more of an uphill challenge for Notre Dame, and it just wasn't strong enough to get it done. Individually, there was a lot to like. Sophomore catcher Carson Tinney, one of the best all-around players in baseball, nearly a .350 average, .750 slugging, 17 dingers, 53 runs driven in. You talk about the support from DM Jefferson, Estevan Moreno, Bino Waters all season. There was individual productivity that was consistent, especially in that last 5-6 weeks. On the pitching side, Jack Riddell, Rory Fox finished the season with sub-3.6 ERA. Those are big deals, and that's high-level performance against high-level competition, but it just wasn't enough. Even with 32 wins on a campaign that started, to say it was mediocre would be probably complimentary. That's pretty impressive, but just not enough. Too little, too late for Notre Dame. As far as the tournament overall is concerned, Vanderbilt's the top seed off another phenomenal season out of the SEC. And then 3 ACC teams, Carolina, Clemson, and Florida State, are actually going to host regionals. So it's going to be an interesting NCAA tournament, but one that will not feature Notre Dame, as the Irish do not earn an at-large bid into the field. College football recruiting continues to be at the forefront of the offseason as everything continues to develop with the House committee decision and how future NIL things are going to be handled and monitored, especially with the portal and whatnot. It's completely chaotic. But when you look at what Notre Dame has done on the recruiting trail and what they continue to do, looking to bolster this offensive line, if you're able to get a Grayson McHugh, a 6'8", 280 true tackle to come in as part of this 26 class, what more do you need to do? You could conceivably stop recruiting in this class now, and it's loaded. But to go get McHugh, who to me is a bigger need and requirement, not because Notre Dame hasn't done a nice job in the class from an O-line position, but because Grayson is a true tackle, projection-wise, and just looking at how things may roll out in the future. Many of the recruits that have said yes to Notre Dame sort of project, for the most part, as interior linemen. You can get McHugh on either side of the offensive line from the tackle position. That's big. Official visit set for June 13th, and he's got the Irish in his final 3, along with Texas and Penn State. So McHugh comes out to South Bend June 13th. He'll make his stop at Penn State the week prior. Then he heads out to Austin for a June 20 date with the Longhorns. So top-level competition, but for these top-flight guys, there always is. And when you talk about how good this 26 class is, adding the kid, the true tackle from Glenside, PA, would be another big get for Joe Rudolph, Mike Denbrock, and Marcus Freeman. I like their chances. As I do here, Evan Jacobson is someone that had been in the limelight for the Irish a couple of weeks ago, even going into the spring. And while they continue to look to bolster their offensive line, specifically with a true tackle like McHugh, you need some playmakers on the outside. And Marcus Freeman wants to supplement what they've done as they continue to remain high on Evan Jacobson, the star tight end out of Iowa. 6'7", 220, can do a little bit of it all. And while he was out there early in the spring and loved it, his official visit is set for June 20th. So this is another big moment here in this recruiting class when you talk about what the Irish are trying to do. They'd love to add one, probably two more tight ends into the fold here. And they remain high on Jacobson. Yes, he's talented, but beyond that, a perfect fit for Mike Denbrock's system. Denbrock, obviously the OC, but he's also the tight ends coach in South Bend. So if you're able to marry this with the four-star prospect at a position Notre Dame has been very open about the fact that they want to build up, get him in a system that he would feature in, I'm in love with this. I think the interest is awesome, and I think it makes a ton of sense. But like we said with McHugh, there's always competition for big-time players in the field. When you look in addition to Notre Dame, Florida State, Auburn, Texas A&M, Baylor, Arkansas, and a slew of other schools interested in Evan Jacobson. So the competition is there, and good for the kid because that means he's done something right in the classroom and on the playing field. But I do like the fact that Notre Dame has been open about wanting this young man, the marriage potential for the system fit with Coach Denbrock, and then the fact that Notre Dame continues to make moves here with the official visit set for just in less than a month. And wrapping up today just with some golf, we know the Irish didn't make the NCAA championships as a team, but Jacob Modelewski competes individually as a representative of the Notre Dame men's golf team. He's battling for top 10 position going into the final day of the NCAA Men's Golf Championships in Carlsbad, California. He's had a great campaign, and the sophomore this year was actually, and we talked about it a few weeks ago, the first Notre Dame player to win a men's individual conference title when he won the ACC Men's Individual Tournament Championship this past season. Opened the NCAA championships with a 2-under round of 70, then fired an even 72 and 3 over 75 on the second and third days, respectively. Heading into the fourth round, he was at +1 and tied for 22nd place. That 22nd place standing as of the end of 3 rounds was just 3 strokes shy of what would be top 10 placement with plenty of golf left to be played. So it's a good start for Jacob. Kind of teetering in that third round, and we'll see how the final shakes out. But very much in the play. If he can make some noise out on the course on the final 18, very much in play to earn a highly coveted top 10 finish at the NCAA championships. That's a wrap for today. Hope you all had a great Memorial Day weekend and a great Memorial Day, as we always remember those in this country who gave the ultimate sacrifice, serving and defending our right to freedom. God bless you. God bless their memories. Have a great day. And as always, go Irish.